watching the International Tag Series live from picturesque Coffs Harbour. Our coverage proudly supported by Coffs Council, CX Group, Hoy's Physio, Coffs Skydivers and Australian Oztag. In 2018, the Tag World Cup was a stunning success. The COVID pandemic impacted adversely on all international sports. But now in August 2022, the world's best tag exponents return to the big stage as the International Tag Series explodes. In excess of 30 nations are represented, 138 teams in 15 divisions, equating to more than 2,000 players. And you'll see the best of the best right here. Our live stream coverage proudly supported by Coffs Council, CX Group, Hoy's Physio, Coffs Skydivers and Australian Oztag. A very good morning and welcome to CX International Stadium in Coffs Harbour. A magnificent day here for the final day of hostilities in the 2022 International Tag Series. First up this morning on field number one, it is the Irish Exiles, or Ireland Exiles, to face Great Britain. I'm David Tapp, Michael Golikov beside me. The weather gods have smiled upon us, Michael.
Good morning, David, and good morning, everyone on the live stream. They certainly have. There was some earlier forecasts that it could be a bit cloudy today and possible showers. Don't see that happening at the moment. The sunshine is absolutely beaming down here at CX Stadium, and the field again, as it has all weekend, looking in tip-top condition.
Indeed. So men's 40s quarter-final is first up this morning. There are 9 matches we'll be bringing to you throughout the day. In this first game, Great Britain to run left to right on your screen. So Irish Exiles defending the southern end of CX International Stadium. You would have seen, if you tuned in early enough, the parachutes coming into the arena. We brought that to you just prior to the official opening montage to our telecast. Referees wired for sound. Cameras all over the venue. It will be some day. Make sure you stay with us on the live stream coverage. Good to have you with us wherever you're watching around the world. The viewer numbers have been astonishing so far. Bill Harrigan, Director of the ITF, NRL legend, one of the men at the helm of Oztag here in Australia. Good morning.
Good morning, Tappy. It was exciting then, wasn't it, the parachute?
Yeah, you did a great job too, emceeing it on the mic for everybody.
I'm glad we got them down and got it over and done with. Otherwise, we're going to be putting it off till when they're back up here in November. I didn't want to wait that long. So
that's a fair wait, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although the way speed time is going.
And you could see, like, when I ran over to them, their first reaction is just, and I have done it, and I know exactly what they were feeling. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant sensation.
Which I think reflects your intestinal fortitude. I haven't done it because I've got none.
Now, you mentioned this game, mate. This is 4th versus 5th in the qualifying quarter-final. And we picked this game because what better way to do it? We've got an International Tag Series being played in Ireland at the moment where Great Britain playing Ireland. And we've got the rivalry here on field one, and I know back over in Ireland and Great Britain that they'll be watching this live stream.
Yeah, no doubt.
So a big shout out to all of them over there in Ireland at the International Tag Series.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for watching, guys and gals in Ireland, host nation for next year's Tag World Cup. So here we are. What a day of tag this will be. Great Britain gets us underway. It was a strong kick and very well stopped off the knees there. So a good start by the Irish Exiles. That kick-off could have gone anywhere, really. Shane Brennan is asked to play it by the referee. And they swing it to the open side. This field, the pitch, as Michael Golikov had alluded to, in magnificent order. There's been a lot of stampedes, a lot of feet on it over the past few days. We had a fair bit of rain one day too, but gee, it's held up well. There's a kick. It won't be a 50-10. But field position-wise, not a bad result for the Irish Exiles.
Yeah, the field is in immaculate condition, Tappy. Troy was out here with the roller this morning. You can see the track marks. Flattened it out again for us, but it's in great condition. A little bit dewy at the moment, but you know, in the next hour or so, when the sun dries it out a little, she'll be a fast track.
We saw Matt Hogan going for a run in the previous ruck. So Great Britain, their first use of the footy. You can't really call it a softening up period in tag, but nonetheless, vital both sides start well.
And our referee is Ricky O'Connor. He was the flag bearer for the referees in the opening ceremony.
That's a nice touch that he should be in charge of the first game today.
And we also presented him with that flag this morning at the referees' briefing.
Now this is John Leard. Actually resides at North Parramatta in Sydney. Now he plays it. So Irish Exiles not looking too bad at the moment. So they go on the short blind side, eastern side of CX Stadium. Very little breeze to speak of at this stage of the day. Forecast is for brilliant sunshine. And we really have been blessed in that regard. Yesterday was a superb day weather-wise. Great conditions for tag. And now Great Britain have the ball again, running it over towards the western side. So both sides have started pretty well here. There hasn't been any unforced errors and no line breaks for either, which indicates the defence has been good.
Yeah, just a settling in period for both sides. Working each other out. Here we go to kick now, looking for a 50-10, but that's been cut off.
Working each other out or working each other over. Paul Neville plays his domestic tag with Camden. Next man up is Justin Miller. Now it comes to the 6, Rob Hastings. And inside ball in the arms of Michael Hollis. Quick play the ball. So the game's of a pretty high standard, you've got to say. Early stage of this one. I think they're playing safety first tag, respecting the footy and completing their sets. That's tag number 5 in this set. Irish Exiles to the line and a kick through that didn't pan out the way it was intended.
Yeah, he took it probably one or two steps too far before he tried to get that kick away. The idea was right. He had 2 men outside and he was going to do a grubber kick for them, but just held it a little bit too long.
Matt Hogan, I think that was playing the ball.
That's our first penalty, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, well, it's been a very free-flowing game up until then. What a bonus it is to have the referee wired for sound. A number of the online viewers have been commenting about that, which is good. Oh, gee, that pass was fraught with danger. But Glenn Ritchie in 74 did well to rein it in. Oh, look at that, straight through. Great Britain. Opening try, game number 1 in the bonus box too. Big athlete stormed onto it and was able to break free.
And they were looking good too. They had the whole line stretched out, ready to pass that ball right across the line, and just picked him. He picked his spot too nicely, the big fella.
Yep, that's Stephen Cameron. Congratulations to him.
And in the bonus box, which makes it even better.
Look at that. Resides at 5 Dock in Sydney and couldn't believe it when he strolled through into open pasture and had himself positioned beautifully to maximise the points. So Great Britain go 2-0 up in this one. Next game on field number 1 will be the women's 22s Vietnam to take on Australian Indigenous. And now Irish Exiles, they break through. Support is coming left and right. And inside ball away to the number 10, that being Matt Hogan, who's figured prominently in this game already. And they get the try. What a great way to respond.
A very good way to respond. Hit back in that very set of 6 from the kickoff. And that's where Great Britain needed to consolidate their try. But what I liked about this when we see the replay now is his 2 support players positioned themselves beautifully to give him the option and keep the Great Britain cover defence guessing which way. And he couldn't commit because he didn't know where he was going to go, to the 14 or to the 10 to Matt Hogan back inside. And it was really good too because Great Britain didn't give up the chase and came down and blocked the bonus box, not letting him get to that.
Just took a couple of Polaroids of us, Billy. Hope you don't mind.
That's okay. Just as Ray Dent from Great Britain ran the ball. Ray Dent, a figure up in Queensland Oztag.
A figure or
A figure.
a significant figure?
Significant figure, the number 27.
Okay, here's the two for Irish Exiles. Justin Miller towards centre field. I've enjoyed the start of this game. Been a very high standard. The men's 40s quarter final. And you can see there a scoot by Matt Rulis. I think he thought his tags were intact. He was shattered when he found out it was not the case. And that's really the first mistake, per se, today. Ball going to ground.
Yeah, just a little lack of communication because the 28 then was coming in field. And his ball carrier thought he was staying out wide. Threw the ball just a little bit too hard for him. A little bit of contact there, but the referee said accidental. That's okay.
You've been happy with the tournament this week?
I've been absolutely, well, it's been brilliant, Tappy, and very happy with it.
That's a great kick. Look at the weight on that.
Yeah, the people, you know, the supporters, the teams are playing their game and then they're going over and supporting their other teams, watching them while they wait to go and play their next game. And the atmosphere's been terrific. We saw a great atmosphere on the first game here on Thursday night after the opening ceremony where we had the under-22 men's play, and the grandstand was just chock-a-block. And we've had great weather. It's just been a fantastic series.
Yeah, it really has. And you talk about the fact that players do their business and they go and support their teammates. There's a real underlying culture of camaraderie in this sport. It's a pleasure to be around.
Yeah. And you can see in the background there too, the Australian, they're the favourites. They're playing Greece, who came in 8th, finishing 8th for the quarterfinals. Australia finished 1st. They're in the background over there. They were expected Australia will go through in that one. And here, well, it's anyone's guess. 4th lead 5.
And 2-1 is the scoreline. And error there by Great Britain, and Irish Exiles getting the penalty. The onus is on the ball carrier not to make deliberate contact with the defence. So Ireland trailing by 1. They've been very solid. One unforced error that I can remember, and just as I say that, there's another. And Great Britain away. Referee calls it back.
He's not happy.
No, he was pinning the ears back. That was Glenn Ritchie.
Come on, ref, I was on my way. And after his little sprint where he got pulled back, he's said, well, I'm off. Sub.
Yeah, well, he's gassed now.
Yep.
Ireland to the open side. Enforce Daniel Miller. Daniel Miller, left tag dislodged. Come back and play it, son. First receiver comes away to Bill Hopley. And had support there in the shape of a player in 26. Unfortunately not listed. Might have been 28 actually, Shane Brennan, I think. So that was my faux pas. Apologies. So here he is now with the ball, Brennan. Through the hands they go. They were setting for a traditional run around and elected to hang on it. That's nice play by Ireland. That's beautiful. Unfortunately, the last pass being touched by Great Britain. But that was terrific lead-up work, Bill.
It was good lead-up work, and if that pass wasn't knocked down by the Great Britain winger, then it was going to be a try in the corner.
It was most certainly going to be a try in the corner after going through about 5 sets of hands. They're not done with Ireland. At this point, great field position, moving the ball around. Bill Hopley eventually gets it on to Justin Miller. And they play at about 10 in from the eastern touchline. Little bit flat-footed Ireland at the moment. They've become a bit pedestrian all of a sudden. Hopley again. Now links up with a support player. I think that was Chris Baker. So they go the short side. Often you see that in this game, and then someone changes the point of the attack and it swings it back the other way. Still operating that narrow eastern corridor. No change to the score, 2-1. Great Britain has the ascendancy. Let's see what they come up with this time. It goes to Daniel Miller. They're starting to make a few errors now.
Yeah, we're halfway through this first half. there's a few errors starting to creep in now as they're probably starting to tire a little bit. Been a big weekend for them. They've all played 6 games.
Oh, they'd be
I had the
struggling a
unfortunately.
bit physically.
Well, unfortunately, I made a mistake when I did the draw, Tappy. I put the over 60s out on field 24 and 25 yesterday afternoon in the last time slot. And I was over there. Watching the game and before it, and then I saw all these old fellas walking over, and they're all hobbling. I thought, I've just made them walk the furthest. I should have put them on the stadium.
That's funny. That's funny. Brave man to admit it.
I've got to look after the over 60s.
Here's a run down the short side. 39 will get to his feet and play it. Paul Neville is a fresh substitute player into the mix now. That is Dwayne O'Carroll. To the line and a kick from the boot of Alan Emerson. Fielded nicely by Great Britain. Player in the 10 shirt, that is Matt Hogan. He's probably touched the ball more than any other Great Britain player during the first 11 minutes of this game. If you've just joined our coverage, 9 matches in total today. You'll see on the live stream. Expected to wrap it up at around 3:45 or 4 p.m. after a cracking 3 days of sport, emanating from one of the best sports stadiums in the country. Kick through by Great Britain, looking to regather, has done so. It was not touched or contested by Ireland. As a result, that's the end of the section. Turnover.
Yeah, the Great Britain 23 just start questioning the referee then, saying, didn't Ireland touch that? Was hoping to get a 6 again.
Yeah, Scott Commons that was in 23 for Great Britain. I think he was hoping vainly. It didn't appear as though it was touched. Now, a run by Michael Hollis. Another fresh player in the mix is John Leard. That's the last in this set for the Irish Exiles. Driving kick towards the eastern touchline by Rob Hastings. And the 10 comes back for Great Britain. He's been everywhere, Matt Hogan. Looks to be an athletic type, doesn't he? Quite a big unit, actually. I've mentioned next game is Vietnam v Australian Indigenous in women's 22s. Then that will be followed by the quarterfinal of the Men's Open, New Zealand and Italy. First time we've seen Italy on our live stream coverage over the past few days.
Well, that's the other thing which do try to, when we select the games that we're going to put on field 1, obviously we can nearly have Australia on it every game, but that's, we're in an international event, so we want to see some of the other teams. The games might not be as flashy as one of the others that we could have put on, but it's about sharing it around and letting everyone see all the different countries out there an opportunity to play. Because I've got no doubt when we get down to some of the finals later on in the day, you're going to be seeing plenty of Australia.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be the case. Bill, I've got to say, and I did mention this a couple of times yesterday, as we watched the action here, absolutely, I was so impressed yesterday with the Men's Open's South Korean team.
Yes.
Their agility, athleticism, skills, it was extraordinary. They played China, and China hung in there okay.
Yeah.
But South Korea, gee, they can play.
They could. I was up there watching it from my office, which is down the other end of field 1 here, down in the northern end. And I was watching it too, and the play was brilliant.
I think a lot of them play around Homebush.
Yep.
Is that a fair comment? Yep.
Homebush, Fairfield, Ryde.
Yep. No, they
You'll see the Vietnam girls coming out here in this next game too. A lot of them, the majority of them, play out at Fairfield and Homebush.
Yeah, I think South Korea is a nation that could give a bit of cheek in the years ahead.
Well, that's what we're looking for. We're
You've
looking
got the
for
body shape for it. It's, it's...
Yeah, and we're looking for that. We're looking for the improvement in the teams that they start to take Australia on. And so the Australian sides aren't dominating as much as what they will and do. And that's what we're looking forward to. And that's starting to happen in some of the divisions.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. So here come Great Britain. So game has settled down a bit now. It was a great start. Then there were errors creeping in. But they've sort of gone back to being more composed. 39 is Paul Neville for the Irish Exiles. So they've earned a beer. These athletes come full time today, haven't they?
Yep.
Massive week. By the time you throw travel in and, you know, corporate engagements, etc., it's a place for the faint at heart to come and represent at an event like this.
Well, no doubt these guys in green out there, they'll be on the Guinness.
Yeah.
They'll be on the nectar of the gods because I'll be joining them.
You're a Guinness man.
I'm a big Guinness man.
Are you really? I didn't know that about you.
I've been drinking Guinness since...
You got to be careful what you say. Your parents might not know.
1979. No, I had to drink stout to get into the cops to make the 11 stone 7. I was 10 stone 7 and the sergeant said, go away, son, and drink stout and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
That's hilarious.
And that's how it got me on it, and I've been drinking Guinness ever since. Love it.
Paul Neville. Here he comes for the Irish Exiles up towards the halfway line, albeit 15 metres short, centre field. So they're going through the motions here. Matt Rulis to play it for the Irish Exiles. Then it comes to Ronan Devane. Now they head their attack towards the western side. It's a nice little kick. The chase is adequate too. Streaming through was John Laird. And a real foot race here. Gee, John Laird does well. They say your kick is only as good as the chase. And you saw a fine example of it there.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Got them camped down 10 metres off their own line, and this is right. If you put a kick through like that, you've got to chase, and if you do get the tag down there, you've got them on the back foot already. They'll be lucky to make halfway in this set of 6.
David Finch going for a run for the team in red. Narrow blind side, and that was funny. He actually dummied to the right, and he was already on the sideline.
He dummied to the interchange.
He's dummied to us. Why not? Sometimes when fatigue sets in, a defender might fall for that.
Just about 3 or 4 metres too long, that kick. It'll give them back 7 set. 10 metres out from their own line now for the Irish.
Brendan O'Kane had it covered anyway. So, restart of play. Centre field. 10 metres out. And through. Through goes Justin Miller. Not blessed with blinding speed. He was gathered in fairly quickly. But it was a great run nonetheless. Here's a runner up the centre as a decoy. Yeah, pass out to the right. Bit of razzle-dazzle here from the Irish Exiles. Now it comes to Bill Hopley and support with Shane Brennan. And almost poking through there was Alan Emerson, but his tags had been removed. Inside pass. This is better from the Irish Exiles. Keeping it alive. Ball goes to player on the left. There are 3 defenders there, though. Not sure about that one. Drifting, looking for someone to hit the hole. And that's not a bad play. It could work out okay. Dummy. Then a flick pass on the inside. No, it was a tag. I was about to declare it a try. Gee, it was nice lead-up work. Saw a little Benji Marshall flick there. Reminiscent of to Pat Richards, and a try in the bonus box. So sustained pressure has provided the Irish Exiles with another 2-point try. And that was probably the best interchange of passing we've seen in the game so far.
Very good passing, and watch this dummy. It's a nice dummy that gets him away. Dives into the bonus box, puts the ball down on the line of the bonus box, which is in the box. Nice little dummy there. Desperation dive to try and tag. And so quickly with this bonus box, how quickly the score swings. Ireland 3-2.
Great Britain, 10 out from the line.
Yeah, 3-2. Here's a 2-pointer. So it was 2-1.
Oh, yes, of course it was, yeah. Half-time.
That's the saying, that bonus box can swing it very quickly.
Yep, men's quarterfinals. Half-time, Great Britain and the Irish Exiles. You've already heard Michael Golikov's voice in commentary over the past few days. We're going to cross down to him in just a moment for the sideline chat. post-match interviews, a feature of today's broadcast. So entertaining stuff to start the final day of hostilities. So both teams in their huddle as you look at a replay of the tries. So that was the first of them for Great Britain, and that came very early in the game. And now then the Irish Exiles responded beautifully.
Yep, the support play there, that was their first try. So for most of the half there, it was 2-1, until you see this nice little one here, a nice dummy by the number 12, who is Tappy, 12 in Ireland.
So number 12 for Ireland, he was very prominent in that half. It was Ronan Devane.
Nice try there. You know, that we're at the half-time break, and Michael was on standby down there. Sometimes it would be good to take the microphone and listen to that half-time chat, but you would do it with
you'd have to let them know first, so there's no expletives get to air.
You'd be worried about it.
On that note, good morning, Michael Golikov down the touchline.
Yeah, good morning from the sideline. It's starting to warm up here, and as Bill alluded to in the commentary, that dew on the grass will certainly burn off. Well, we might not be taking the microphone into their team huddles due to the fear of words that might make the airways, but I can tell you now Great Britain talking in the background about completing their sets. Obviously, they controlled the match early on in this one, and then they've been run at the top in the closing stages by the Irish. And similar for the Irish, they've really talked there was they feel like they're getting on top, and they need to cut out the errors. So we're in for a nail-biter in this second stanza.
Mate, before you go, thanks for all your help this week. Of course, you'll be a major part of the commentary team today, but it's been a great week, hasn't it?
Oh, sensational. Look, I know it's early days yet, and I've just been talking up this tournament. It's a great concept that the Tag Federation have put together. I know Bill Harrigan has been instrumental in the idea as well. I'd like to see this stay in the calendar if they can make it a regular event.
I'm sure because of the success of this tournament, it will become a regular thing. The International Tag Series is a prelude to the World Cups, etc. Michael, well done. And also a big thanks to your wife, Jackie, who's been a massive help this week with the behind-the-scenes administration.
Thanks, David.
Michael Golikov on the touchline. So we're back underway in this game with Ireland 3-2 leader at this stage. So Great Britain flirting with the eastern touchline. Not a lot of room over there. Did well to stay in the field of play. You're trying to consume a toasty, eh?
Yep, quickly fitting in a toasty. Ham, cheese toasty. My staple breakfast when I'm up here in Coffs Harbour at these tournaments.
Well, last time we were here, you shared your cheese and tomato toasty, which was, I was surprised how good it tasted, considering it was cold.
Oh, I was going to share it with you, but both of us couldn't be off the air.
That's it. I've already eaten anyway. Thank you.
And you did allude to, when you were talking with Michael, that this may be on the calendar, the event's calendar in future. Well, it certainly will be. I'll be taking it back to the board of directors for the ITF and saying this was such a success and an opportunity for all these players, like we've got out here with GB and Ireland. And I've mentioned before, they don't get the opportunity to represent GB or Ireland because GB and Ireland bring their teams out for World Cups. But if we were to do this, you know, the year before a World Cup each year, these guys get that chance. And I think it's been such a success that I will put it to the board that we do put it on the calendar in future. And so in 2025, that we hold another International Tag Series here in Coffs Harbour before the 2026 Tag World Cup.
Yeah, no, it's got a lot of merit. It has been an undeniable success. Really enjoyed it. There's just been a great vibe all week. Right mix of formalities and action. One of the young fans in the stand enjoying holding a Great Britain footy, I think. So proudly watching Dad, I'd suggest. 41 is Barry Thompson. Another 6 for Great Britain. Opportunity to go further downfield. Dan Margaret's, meantime, is told to play it. So Great Britain, very much as was the case early stages first half, it's safety first tag. Not throwing any silly passes, just rolling through, completing sets. Coming back now, Scott Commons to play it. Now they shift it right. And a long pass to the flanker. That's been Jamie Donaldson. So they've got good shape in attack now. They swing it to the Western open side. Unfortunately, the pass not good. just as I've given him a rap about safety first football.
Yeah.
Always happens. I've just done the Murray Walker commentators jinx on them. And that was a desperate moment for the Irish Exiles. They were under all sorts of pressure and coming away with the ball. Ref has called it back.
Now, while he's doing that, Tappy, I just want to make a comment while Ireland are running this off their own line. I just had a quick look over on field 2, where the first qualifiers, Australia are playing Greece, who are the 8th. So expectation is over there that Australia. I saw a great piece of sportsmanship. The Australian player got through, made a bust, was going down to score the try. He had nobody chasing him, but instead of going into the box and getting the bonus point, he just put the ball down on the line to take the 1 point. Bit of sportsmanship there, because obviously they're winning the game over there. But I just thought that was really good.
Mate, is there anything you can't do? You can eat a toasty whilst you're talking and watch 2 games at the same time. I'm impressed.
I'm impressed now because I'm a male and I can normally only do one thing at a time.
And give Guinness an almighty plug that they should pay a lot of money for.
Yep, I've been camped at the Guinness factory a few times.
Matt Hillcoat plays it now for Great Britain. All the way on the outside to Jamie Donaldson.
Got away with a marginally forward pass.
I think the referees have done a magnificent job this week. They've been very consistent. They've kept a good 10 metres. And what I like, and we get to hear it firsthand with the audio, they talk to the players with respect, albeit with the appropriate authority.
And they've done a great job. And you'll notice too, they're wearing the retro jersey. We take you back to the old days of the TNT. In the middle of the chest, in the boxes, well, they've got the same boxes there, but they've got the ref, obviously, in it.
I like that.
And that's a little bit of a retro thing.
I'd suggest that you might be behind that. Bit of an emotional attachment to that retro period.
Still got those old shirts too, the old TNT.
Nice. You got them framed?
No.
You'd have too many.
I got a couple of grand final shirts framed, but if I was doing those, my wife would be just going, no, not more on the wall, please.
Leslie would be happy for you to put more up, I know that. John Laird trying to make a burst down the eastern side of the ground. So 3-2. It's a really good opening contest to the final day of the International Tag Series. Big thanks to our partners, CX Group, Boys Physio, Australian Oztag, Coffs Coast Council, and Coffs Skydivers, who make it all possible. Support them if you can. Kick through now by John Laird. He's been pretty busy, the number 1 for the Irish Exiles. He does look likely to threaten every time he touches the ball. So referee's happy. Great Britain get us back underway.
1-22, thank you.
Matt Hogan's been one of their better players. Here he comes now, Hogan. That's his second touch in this set.
Thank you.
They come left to the player in 33. That was Matt Hillcoat.
Nearly got our cameraman.
Expensive camera, that one.
Very close to him. So it was a 50-10 kick. Puts Great Britain on the attack right in front. If they score, they can even it up. If they get in the bonus box, they'll go in front.
Oh, that was a good idea. The pass was on. Unmarked man on the left. Good presence of mind there by Justin Miller for Ireland, who raced out of the line. Touched it. But it has conceded another 6. And there it is.
Yep.
Is that a try to Matt Hogan? Can't think of a player out there in red that deserves it more.
I tell you where there's an issue there. There was a Great Britain player standing on the line. So there's, and that's what Ireland are talking about. There's a bit of obstruction there.
Push and shove.
And that's what they're upset about.
Be ideal if the players were aware there was a camera there and they could stay out of the way. I know there's emotions at stake. That's what happens.
I don't know what the Great Britain player was doing there, but he was standing on the line in front. And he probably was in the way of the Irish.
Let's have a listen to this.
Oh, he's binned him.
Come here, other player who carried on.
Well, let's have a listen to this.
Come here, guys. Other player. Yeah. Grab your tags, mate. I know, but either way, just go have a look. Thank you.
Okay, so he was the player number 12, I'm sure, that was standing on the line in front. And he's obviously said a few words.
12.
And so he's in the bin.
Thank you. Okay, that was one there. Wait there. Don't go early. Wait, go.
All right, so going back underway. Well, that was an exciting couple of minutes. Bit of petulance out there. Scott Commons plays it. Here comes Great Britain. Can they capitalise?
One thing it is going to do, there's 2 players in the bin, one from each team. It's going to give them, these 7 that are still on there, a bit of room.
A bit more room, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, unfortunately, the ball goes to ground.
Play it on.
Play it on, says the ref, so...
Not for you.
No, it was play on if Great Britain had got it back.
Yeah, right.
Marker, jump forward. Marker.
Well, they've got it anyway.
We've got 6 again.
6 again, so great opportunity for Great Britain.
You jumped into it. No, wait.
Starting to get a little bit scrappy. Ricky working hard now to keep control of this game.
Well, there's a little bit of emotion creeping into the contest too. There's a lot at stake here.
Well, one's going to the bar, and the other one's going into a semi-final.
That's it. The boys are getting restless, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's sport. I like it.
Wait here.
I'm not sure how cameraman down there was liking it with all the people walking in front of him.
Get out of
But
the
that's
way.
life.
That's why he's positioned himself right on the sideline. And when that ball went down there, it was almost took him out.
Yeah.
But he had to get on the sideline to stop him walking in front of him.
He probably wants to go and get a crash helmet now if he felt threatened.
No, tilt forward and then it's gone backwards off your hand. First motion was forward, mate. First motion.
I think this referee's a good communicator.
Yeah, he is good, Ricky.
He leaves people in no doubt. A bit like
You know he's here every
someone else I
tournament.
know.
Every tournament. He turns up.
Top there, good there. Wait here. Yep.
Irish Exiles on the attack. 3-2 leader. 10.5 minutes remaining in this. Very enjoyable way to start day 3 of the International Tag Series. Irish Exiles, traditional run around. Unfortunately, there was not really a lot doing apart from the run around itself that looked nice. Justin Miller thought about passing, but there were some red shirts in the way. Discretion the better part of valour. So John Leard, meanwhile, plays it. Here they come. Ireland to a flat-footed number 6. That's Rob Hastings. Really had nothing that he could do. A run. That was really funny. I wouldn't mind getting a replay of that if we can, guys.
An Irish jig.
That last run by Troy Wade. There's the Eagle Cam view today. Gives a different perspective.
Yeah, good now. Yep.
If we can get a look at the replay of that last run by... Here we go. Look, what's this?
15. Thank you. 1.
What is that, a duck waddle play or something?
And in the end, I'll just kick it out.
That's a classic. Thank you very much to the guys in the truck. Well done. And here's a chance for Great Britain. Oh, well done. He evades a potential tagger, and then he succumbs to lack of traction. So Great Britain have got an overlap here if they can get it moving. Give them an opportunity to strike back. And, wow, look at that, almost.
Yeah, just lucky to get that tag off just before the ball was put down.
So back across field. Long pass now. In the arms, the ball of the 41, which is Barry Thompson. We've got one team here with sheets that are numerical, which makes it so easy. And the numbers are all over the shop with Great Britain on our sheet.
And they were asked
Yep.
in the lead up to this, enter your numerical order shirts on your rego sheet so it'll make it easy for the commentary. But like all things, mate, you can't get it 100%.
No. 99.9 is good enough anyway, which is pretty much what we've had.
And we told them all too. We just said if it's not a numerical order, guys, it's just going to make it difficult and you may not hear your name.
Exactly.
Because once the moment's passed, it's too late.
That's it. Pardon the pun with the pass.
Here we go.
Irish Exiles into the backfield. Inside ball. Avoids the tagger. No, he made the tagger. I'm sorry. I thought that Ireland were through. Not to be. Now a step by the 12. He links up with the player in shirt number 11 who kicks and regathers. It looks spectacular. Alan Emerson.
Like he regathered the ball. It was a try waiting to happen, but it was just a beautiful last-ditch effort to get that tag off as the Irish player was diving over the line to score. And that would have made it very difficult for Great Britain to come back from. But still 3-2, Ireland.
Do you agree that Ireland are looking the better of the two with the ball?
At the moment, yes. Yep.
Good forward.
But,
And then yet there was a stage in that first half that I thought Great Britain looked the better with the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Great Britain are resilient. That was an unforced error that's going to bring Ireland right back on the attack. So again, we're going to have to see Great Britain scrambling. 3-2 to Ireland. Nail biting. Opening game. Something will give.
Right there. Right here.
Be hard to imagine it staying at this score. Now the ball comes out.
9-9.
There's obviously a little bit of traction issue there. Early morning dew.
Same spot as the Irish jig.
The Irish jig. That's funny. And there's this try.
Now, did he get in the box then? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's going to make it very tough now for Great Britain.
It certainly is. So
5-2 the
So
score will
5-2
be,
the score now.
and 6 to go. So that's going to be very difficult for Great Britain to come back because they'll run out of time.
Yep, we'll check this out on the Australian Oztag replay. So close to the line, the Exiles, Irish Exiles play it, and the player in shirt 12 is Bill Hopley. Found a man on his inside in Mark Cutler in 22. And nice work.
And it was the number 6, Andrew Pye, that went for the tag and looked in his hand and it wasn't there.
Thank you.
Now frustrating.
Yep, that's what happens. That's why we love this game.
Matt Hogan taking the hard yards again. Geez, a willing player, Hogan, for Great Britain.
3 there. 1.
He tends to take 2 hit-ups per set. Just as I say that, he's coming
4.
out to the left wing for a rest, which is fair enough. So Great Britain kick downtown. Chase is okay. There's one player streaming after it, but well fielded. That's a great tag. So, as they say, kick only as good as the chase, and that was a good example of it.
Thank you.
So Irish Exiles pinned deep in their own territory,
Right here. Right here.
now enjoying a 3-point lead with 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
4 there. Right here.
Ronan Devane. Now they let the ball fly through the hands.
Right here. Right here.
The very talented John Leard will play it. He participates in tag in Sydney at Ryde Eastwood. There's a spiralling kick towards the western touchline, and happy to let it go into touch. Matt Hogan, the number 10 for Great Britain, who comes into acting half. I'll
Right here.
be most surprised if he doesn't run.
I'll wait for his place. Yeah, I'm good now. Thank you.
No, he passed. Of course he would after I've said that.
1. 6.
The law of averages.
Thank you.
Jamie Donaldson. So Great Britain trying to break the shackles. There is enough time left, but they'll need to be very good and get a move on. Tags removed.
Right here. Right here.
He's a big athlete playing the ball now. The 33, I think it was. Here comes Great Britain. They're not giving up.
Right here.
They're aware of the reality. Some key dates for future tag major events scrolling on the bottom of your screen as we watch this one.
Seems like we're always here, Tappy.
Last one.
That's something I can live with if you're happy to have us. Kick through.
Not like that. Hey, kick it to his
Irish Exiles foot in the way, and that was the end of the section. So Ireland comes up with it, and you'll probably find that's pretty close to all she wrote in this game.
Yep. Very tough for them to come back now. They'd have to score a bonus box try. Then they've got to kick off, so Ireland would get the ball, could run out the clock,
Right here. Right here.
and then get it back and score again. Great Britain, that's just a too big a ask, I think. And again, the Australians over there on field 2 have got Greece into the mercy rule. So they're doing it comfortably over there, as we expected. And it looks like Ireland will go through to the semi-finals here.
So Bill Harrigan providing an around-the-ground service of sorts. The good old days in radio. I used to be an around-the-grounds reporter in the very early days for Hollywood and Zorba when they were on 2GB.
Yeah.
And often they'd cross me and I'd just be laughing. They were so funny.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they were good. They were entertaining.
They were very entertaining. They were fun times. That's when most matches were on Sunday, so you'd end up having about 5 around-the-grounds reporters
Yeah.
out and about on a Sunday.
2 there. Right here.
What to love about that era, really. Meantime, Irish Exiles trying to close this one out. Just over 2 minutes remain now. And they have played the better of the two in terms of safety, first footy and set completions. That's not to say they haven't produced some skills and razzle-dazzle.
They've just got their act together in the second half. A little bit better than what GB has. And that's been really the only difference. That kick's way too big.
Yep, just a little bit too much Vegemite on it.
Yeah, he's looking at the clock and thinking, well, it's over. So it doesn't really matter because they wouldn't have enough time even if they were to score a try now in the bonus box with the new rule of scorer's kick. It would be difficult.
Okay, 0 there.
And that's why some like it and some don't.
Yeah,
In the old days we had the loser's kick or the non-scoring team, and now the scorer's kick. And that's an international rule. So we've brought it in here. And we play it now in our domestic competition.
Okay. There's an attempted kick that's been ricocheted from an Ireland player's leg. But we do see the tag count restart for Great Britain. Be nice if they could grab a try very late in this game. You can see the timepiece, bottom left-hand corner of screen. It's almost full time here in this one. Enjoyable game to start the day. Women's 22s, Vietnam v Australian Indigenous comes your way next.
Oh, that's a harsh penalty, Ricky. Very harsh. This stage of the game, he didn't get any advantage out of that. Ran around behind his own play, but got no advantage.
Yeah, so we can see there the number 9 for Ireland, Michael Hollis, trying to sprint away. What a waste of energy, he says to himself. Comes back and plays it. There's the full-time siren. Little kick through. It might not be completed just yet. Now we are. So congratulations to the Irish Exiles. They advance in this tournament. Congrats to Great Britain for making the men's quarterfinals, men's 40s quarterfinals. They can now head to the bar and relax for the rest of the day.
And the Irish, their Guinness will have to stay in the fridge a little bit longer. Because I'm looking forward to when they do have to bail out, because that's when I go and join them.
Okay, upcoming games. Scrolling on the bottom of your screen, there is so much action to come today. You will not want to leave us.
Well, I must go, Tappy.
All right, we're going to go down to the touchline. Thank you, Bill, for your help. Thanks and congratulations on everything. Let's go down. Michael Golikov is standing by to have a chat with... Yep, standing by to have a chat with a player from the winning team.
Thank you, mate. Legend.
We'll get down there in a second. Entertaining stuff. As you look at a replay try montage, and some of the tries were of a very high standard too. That was a particularly good one, as we see there a Cutler getting across for the Irish Exiles.
There's a good shot, Tappy.
Okay, so we're all good to go now, I think you'll find. And let's go down to Michael Golikov now. Michael.
Thanks, David. I'm with Ronan Devane with the Irish side, and the GB got the jump on you, but you were able to regain the composure and close it out in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've talked a lot about game plan and back to basics when we had to. And I think it was good to see the character in the team come back and not overreach and actually stick to the plan. And I think it really came true for us at the end. And you got to say, like, defence wins competitions. Like, the D out there was amazing.
And I heard the half-time huddle, the focus was trying to eliminate some of those errors that crept in the first half, and you were able to do that and then cement the victory with a couple of tries in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Partly the errors, but also partly the fact that we weren't defending tight enough around the middle. We were kind of splitting a little bit down the middle, which is something we've done. It's happened to us a few times during the comp. So once we fix that, I think that the GB attack line is really through the middle. They like to late switch and then end up in the box, and we just can't give up those box tries at this level.
Well, you had 6 games already across the weekend. Now this is 7 and a few more to go if you want to take the championship plate home. So rest up and good luck for the rest of the day.
Thanks very much, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, well done. Thank you, boys, down there on the touchline. So next game, semi-final of women's 22s, Vietnam and Australian Indigenous. I think we might stay with it here, guys, because a kick-off is imminent.